Kishore. Today we will discuss about two major areas under cost accounting. They are methods of costing and techniques of costing. Cost accounting is a discipline that mainly aims to improve efficiency of organization. And there are two objectives for cost accounting. Basically, there are two objectives for cost accounting. That is, cost ascertainment and cost control. So, cost ascertainment and cost control are the two objectives of cost accounting. And these objectives can be achieved through methods of costing and techniques of costing. So, for the ascertainment of cost, we depend on methods of costing, and for cost control, we depend on techniques of costing. So, methods of costing are used for cost ascertainment, whereas techniques of costing are used for cost control. Which are the two main objectives of cost accounting. Let's see in detail what are different methods of costing. We are using different methods of costing because there is no common or uniform method that can be applied in every industry. Depending on the nature of product produced or depending upon the nature of industry, there are different methods. So, cost accountant should have an awareness regarding different methods of costing, and he should select the most suitable method depending on the nature of the industry. Okay. There are 7 methods of costing. The first one is job costing. Job costing is a method of costing which is coming under specific order costing. And under job costing, each job is treated as a cost center. That means each job is separately accounted and cost calculated job wise. Okay. And the cost sheet, job cost sheet is prepared separately for each job, in which all the costs incurred for that particular job will be entered. So that particular detailed document is called the job cost sheet. So for each job, separate job cost sheet is to be prepared, cost calculated job wise. Okay. And the total cost is calculated after completion of the particular job. Then the next one is batch costing. Batch costing is also a variant of specific order costing. Under batch costing, each batch is treated as a cost center. For example, in case of biscuit manufacturing companies or pharmaceutical companies, there will be different units which are included in a batch. So a batch can be considered as a unit with a homogeneous nature. So in case of batch costing, costs are calculated batch wise, and the cost per unit can be calculated by dividing total cost by number of units involved in that particular batch. And this particular method of costing is applicable in case of pharmaceutical companies, manufacturing companies, and all. The next one is contract costing. Contract costing is also another method coming under specific order costing. Under contract costing, each contract is considered as a cost center. A contract can be considered as a job which requires a long duration for completion and which involves huge expenditure. It is almost similar to job costing, but the major difference is that in case of contract costing requires long period for completion. Okay. And in case of contract costing, separate contract account is to be prepared for each contract. Simultaneously, there may be different contracts undertaken by a contractor. For each contract, separate contract account is to be prepared. Actually, a contract account is a normal account in which all expenses related to the contract are included, and contract burden received from the contract is credited, and we will calculate the profit of that particular contract. And that particular method of contract is called the contract costing. So basic feature of contract costing is that it requires long period for completion. Each contract is considered as a separate cost center. Costs are calculated for each contract separately. The next one is process costing. This is a very common method applicable in those industries where production is happening to different stages of manufacture. For example, in case of sugar manufacturing or cotton, process and the cost are calculated for each process. That means cost are assigned at each stage of manufacture and each stage of manufacture is called as process. Okay. So in case if there are three stages of manufacture, then there will be three process accounts, and we will calculate the cost per unit for each process. Cost per unit for each process is calculated under process cost. For example, in case of oil industries, in case of oil industries, we are getting crude oil, and this crude oil is converted into different products like petroleum products, then kerosene and oil, and there are different stages through which this crude oil is passing to get the final product, and there will be different stages of manufacture, and these different stages of manufacture can be considered as process, and we will calculate cost per unit at each stages of manufacture by preparing separate process accounts for each stage of manufacture. The next one is operation costing, or output costing. This operation costing or unit costing or output costing is applied across industries where production is happening continuously and output are homogeneous in nature. That means in case of manufacturing company, there is a actual cost rule, and in that case, we are applying operation costing or unit costing or output costing. So the main two features of this operation costing or unit costing or output costing is that production is continuous and the output is homogeneous in nature. The next one is operating costing or service costing. The above numbers of costs are applicable in case of products, whereas operating costing or service costing is applicable in case of services. That means this number of costing is applicable or used by industries which are rendering services instead of products. If industries are rendering services, then that kind of industries are usually applying operating costing or service costing for calculating the cost or ascertaining the cost. For example, hospitals, education institutions, then transportation companies, all these are different industries applying operating cost or service cost for their cost assignment. The next one is multiple costing. Multiple costing means a method of costing where different methods of costing are applied while calculating the cost. For example, if you are manufacturing a television set or very different components, so for each component part, different methods of costing will be used for a cost assignment, and the different components are assembled together, and that particular TV set is calculated, cost of the particular TV set is calculated. So that kind of unit or that kind of industries are applying multiple costing for cost assignment. So these are the different methods of costing. So we know that methods of costing are used for cost assignment. Depending on the nature of industries, the methods to be applied for the cost assignment. The next one is techniques of costing. As we know, as we said earlier, the techniques of costing are used for cost analysis and cost control. Basically, management need data for decision making, and this techniques of costing are helpful for giving data to the management in the proper form by using different techniques of costing. So techniques of costing are aimed to cost control by providing detailed data related to cost to management. The different techniques of costing are marginal costing, direct costing, absorption costing, standard costing, uniform costing, and historical costing. The first method is a very common technique, that is marginal costing. Marginal costing is a technical costing where only variable costs are considered. Here we are dividing cost into two categories. First one is fixed cost and variable cost. We are ignoring fixed cost and we are considering only variable cost in case of marginal costing, because marginal costing assumes that variable cost plays a major role in cost control. So when we are controlling variable cost, it will be helpful for controlling the total cost of manufacturing. So variable cost includes cost related to material, cost related to labor, and other expenses directly related to the production. So around 8% of the product is 80% of the cost of the product is coming under variable cost. So if you are able to control the variable cost, we can achieve cost control effectively. The next one is direct cost. Direct cost is another technique where we are considering only direct cost. All kinds of direct costs are charged to the process, product or services under direct cost. So indirect cost are ignored by direct cost. Only direct costs are charged into product, process or services. What is direct cost? Direct cost means those costs that can be directly identified in a product. Costs which are directly involved in a product can be called as direct cost. The next one is absorption cost. Absorption costing is just opposite to marginal costing. In case of absorption costing, we are considering both fixed cost and the variable cost. As you know, in case of marginal costing or variable cost are considered. Whereas in case of absorption costing, both fixed cost and the variable cost are charged into the product, process or service. So this absorption costing is always called as full cost. The next one is capital costing. A very common technique of costing that is widely applicable for cost control is capital costing. Here, capital costing is always called as analysis of variance. It is a technique of costing where standard cost is fixed in advance of production, then actual cost is measured after the production, then standard and actual is compared, and if there is any variation, that is to be identified and corrective action should be taken. So that particular process is called the standard costing. So there are various stages involved in standard costing. Firstly, we should set the standard cost in advance of production. Then we should calculate the actual cost after the production. Then we should compare the actual cost with the standard cost fixed in advance, and we should identify the difference or variances if any, and we should take the corrective action. That particular process is called the standard cost. The next one is uniform cost. Uniform cost is another technique of costing where uniform method or common accounting principles, cost common principles methods are used for cost ascertained by different companies. The next one is historical costing. Historical costing is not about relevant, even though it is coming under a technique of costing. Under this technique of costing, all the costs which are incurred in the past are taken into account. So these are the different techniques of costing: marginal costing, direct costing, absorption costing, standard costing, uniform costing, and historical costing. I just want to leave the main